Arundhati Sundarji and N.M. Sundarji about Modhera.
Namaskar to all. All stories start with grandmothers. My ba was born in 1900. This story came to me from my ba via my elder brother, who's 7 years older than me. It's a story that connected me to one of those annoying questions that I faced as a kid growing up in the 60s. Tame kai jatna? What is your jati? Vaishnava. But kai jati kai? Modvanya. And to the person asking the question, there seemed to be some meaning to the answer. But what puzzled me was, what was that tag supposed to mean? I did not get it. Very unexpectedly, I was to get the meaning at a time when I was 50 years old. My brother then was living in Jamnagar. On a road trip from Jamnagar to Ahmedabad to catch a flight, international flight, my brother declares that, and actually insists, that there's going to be a detour via Modhera. Why Modhera? Apni Kul Devi છે ત્યાં. Kul Devi, I did not even know I had a Kul Devi. Or that we had a Kul Devi. It seems even my ba did not know where the Kul Devi was located, but she used to recount the story. The area around Modhera, in the Satyuga, it was called Mohakavera, different names in different yugas. That entire area was called Dharmaranya. In that area, Shiva, Vishnu, actually Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, all three had created 6,000 Brahmins each. Then Brahma created Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu and instructed her to create more people. She dug into the earth with her nails, and from that she created 36,000 people who were called Go-Bhuja or Go-Bhuva. These people came to be the Vaniks, all of the Vanik and other jatis of the place. In the Dharmaranya was prosperity. There was happiness, there was prosperity. But once in Dwapar Yuga, Karnata, an Asura, came and he caused havoc, terrorized the place, the people. The people went, Brahma, along with the people, had also created Shri Mata, who was to protect that region. So they went pleading to Shri Mata, and when she heard the kind of atrocities being perpetrated by Karnat, she was very angry, and from her anger was born Matangi Devi with 18 arms full of shastras, and she took care of Karnata. She destroyed the Asura. The people were so grateful, they established a temple. She was called Modheshwari Mata from that region. Modheshwari Mata got the name from Modhera, Modhera got the name from Modheshwari Mata. And all of the people of that region considered her the Kula Devi. The Brahmins, the Vaishyas, the Vaniks, the Modis, the Patels, all of the people considered this. Now fast forward to the Islamic invasions of the 13th, 14th century. It seems there are different accounts written, but Muhammad Begdo, this is I'm telling you my grandmother's version. Muhammad Begdo, a general of an Islamic king, um, was on a rampage in that area. He was destructive, and people, when he was approaching that area, the people felt that their Devi and their Deva would be violated. So they wrapped her up and they consigned her to the Dharmeshwari Vav, which is the water body associated with the temple. And once that destructive wave had passed, the Brahmins and the Bhaktas all went to bring the Devi out. It seems the Devi refused. I will not come out. Instead of protecting me, you threw me into the waters. I will not come out. They pleaded and they sang her stutis and said, never again. But she said, she relented finally, but she said, there's one condition. I will come out when you can feed the people with the amount of food that would be equivalent to the salt as my weight is. Okay? So if the Devi in her stone form had 8 to 10 man weight, 8 to 10 man of salt had to be used in cooking the food, and that many people had to be fed in a single day. 1 man is equal to 40 kilos. So imagine, it would be, I was doing a rough calculation, it would be 1 to 2 lakh people feeding in a day. Okay. Now this is 13th, 14th century. Islamic rule prevailed in Gujarat, and there was no way the people at the time could do this. They abandoned the village. People moved out to moved out to different areas of Gujarat, Rajasthan, even Ujjain, even parts of Maharashtra. And so you find Matangi Devi temple in these places, but the Murdeshwari Mata was not there. Now, the temple went into ruins because it is unworshipped. Finally, in 1966, the temple got re-established. It was rebuilt. 62, they decided to do it. 66, the Mata was re-established, and the more people started coming on the Magh month, the 13th day of the Shukla Paksha of the Magh month. People would gather from all over, all the Mod people would gather to go worship over there. So there are good things in the story. And in 2010, when I finally was there at the time, there was, what I saw was a beautifully decked Devi with her 18 arms, with all the shastras in each of the arms, fully garlanded on a lion, very peace-giving Devi. Not at all a fierce Devi, but I can imagine at a time when her Vikral Roop had been, she had been fierce. Now, the very interesting stories would come, were the same. There are people who would be in the know, and they would say, not be satisfied with the answer when I said, Mod Vanya. They would say, Kai Jhatna Mod. And I would say, so this is all memorized things, right? Visa Adalja Mod. So I realized that we come from the Visa Adalja, that means the Mod people who had escaped and lived in the Adalja village in Gujarat. And Visa Adalja were the people who would be doing accounts. The Dasa Adalja were the people who would do certain trained, skilled workmanship. Okay? The Patels, the Mod Patels were the farmers of the region. All of those different combination, the mode Brahmins have a very interesting, there's one group of mode Brahmins, it's very interesting. So we think of Brahmins as being what? People who do the rituals and everything. So among the Brahmins, there was the Agnihotri Brahman. Among the Agnihotri Brahman once, it so happened that another Asura had come about who had done tapasya and got the boon from Shiva that he could not be killed by devas nor by any weapons. Now, how to save the people from this Asura? There was one Deva Malla who was told by his Devi that go and do tapasya in the Neem forest. So there he did tapasya to a Devi in the Neem forest, and in that forest, it was called Limja. Limda is a Neem tree. In the Limja is born in the Neem forest. There he did tapasya, and he learned the art of Vajra Mushti. Okay, Vajra Mushti. Mushti is your fist. And he learned that art so well that he could defeat the Vajra Danta with his Vajra Mushti. And the entire Malla tradition in all over India has been established by the Jeshta Malla Brahmins who have learned the art of Vajra Mushti. So wherever the Malla tradition, Deva Malla had 10 sons, he went to different paths and taught the Malla Yuddha to the people of this. And wherever this type of Malla is being taught, in those schools, in those akhadas would be a neem tree for sure. So so when we talk about our jatis, there is a whole variation, the Brahmins being the teachers, the originators of what is thought to be art among the Kshatriyas, right? So that kind of interesting parts. Now there are good parts and bad parts to every story. So the good part was that the temple got revived and it's being worshipped. So what is the bad part? When I went to the temple, in Gujarat, you'll know that there is a Haveli-style temple. The Haveli-style temple came about because people wanted to hide that there was a temple. So they built a Haveli around it, and so that the Islamic, it would be safe, it would be hidden, it would be inside. So sure enough, around this temple of Modeshwari Mata, which was rebuilt, came along some people, some good-willed people, I suppose, but who built a Haveli around, extremely ugly concrete. So that is the disappointing part. But there's another good side. A few decades, a couple of decades or so later, maybe in the 90s, one prominent family came and built a very beautiful sandstone gateway, the Dwara, very beautiful. And that family is a Reliance family. Right? So there's a whole lot of money coming in, so that also. So they are also mode. Among the prominent mode you might know is also Mahatma Gandhi, right? Mohanlal Gandhi is also a mode, not Visa Adalja mode, but the one that fled to Porbandar, I guess. I'm not sure. So the good and the same. So now after I have seen this whole place, then I've gone to the Surya temple, and now I'm on my way back. I reach Singapore and I suddenly think, so when exactly was the Devi brought out from the Dharmeshwari Vav, where she had been consigned? And my brother says, actually, she's not been brought out because people don't know where exactly it is. So this is a marble vigraha made for worship. So she still lies in the Dharmeshwari Vav, waiting to be reborn, re-established in all her glory. Thank you. Modhera is.
Devta do you what kul devta do you worship?
Don't ask me too many questions.
No.
I know about the Kul Devi at the age of 50.
Okay.
Nobody told me anything about Kul Devta yet.
Okay, because we are finding a lot of
I can ask my husband his Kul Devta because that
Maybe.
becomes mine.
okay. Uh, yeah, because I have come across a marble image of Surya.
Marble image of
Surya. Yeah, and it has an inscription of Modnyati.
Modnyati.
And this is from the 15th century.
15th century.
So I would be presenting
Oh.
about it tomorrow.
Oh,
So
you'll
maybe
be presenting. But,
but then-
this Modeshwari Mata would have been much, much
No,
earlier
the-
also.
so it's Mata, but some link would have been there. So I just wanted to ask regarding that. Maybe we can.
So the exact, whether the one that was consigned was stone or marble is not something that I know for sure. Okay, the Mataji which has been established now is not the one that was recovered from the Vav.
Okay.
That much I know.
Thank you.
No. This is Modeshwari, Matangi Mata. So Matangi Mata temples are in several places. And there they call Matangi Mata. They are not called Modeshwari. Modeshwari Mata is the one in of Matangi, Roop of Matangi in Modhera.
Hello. I have two questions. One is, as Modeshwari Mata is Matangi Mata, and Matangi is very important cult beyond the Vindhyas. So, is there any connection with that, or just Matangi Mata, when she came to Modhera, she is called as Modeshwari? And another question is, Modhera, right from early medieval period, known for solar cult. So, what is the connection between the solar cult, which has a very good solar
Right.
temple, sun temple, with the Matangi? Because these are
Right.
two different
Right.
cults belonging to two different cultures. So,
I
is
don't
it
call
a
them cult also.
yeah, cult, pantha, whatever. And
bhakti
is it
pantha.
a assimilation or some kind of acculturation process or
not
something like that?
assimilation. So there'll be various stories associated. I didn't go to every story. I fast forwarded to the part where. But so there is a story about Ramchandra ji and Lakshman going to Modhera, Dharmaranya. Because they wanted to rid themselves of the papa of having killed a Brahman, because Ravana was a Brahman. So so among the places of where they went for tapascharya and for prayashchitta was Dharmaranya. In Dharmaranya, so that is connected with the solar. So I wasn't quite sure in reading, and maybe Anuradha ji will be able to tell whether because it was a solar place associated with the solar deity that he went, Suryavanshi Raja went, or because of his going the solar was established over there. I'm not too sure about it, but that is. It is.
Thank you, Arundhati ji. With that, we have come to the conclusion of Poetry in Stone session. Now, the next session is going to be on Braj.